The Dallas Cowboys are coming off one of the most impressive wins in Week 1 history over a division rival in the New York Giants. In Week 2, a long way from MetLife Stadium, the Cowboys are set to face another New York team in the Jets. The last time these two teams met was in 2019, where the Cowboys lost in disappointing fashion to the Sam Darnold-led Jets 24-22. But a lot has changed since 2019, and a lot has changed since this game was scheduled just a couple of months ago. So let's preview the Cowboys versus Jets Week 2 matchup, and stay until the end of this video to hear my score prediction, and for me to tell you how the Cowboys win this game. Let's get into it. There's no way we get more than a minute into this video without mentioning the injury to the Jets starting quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers will miss the entirety of his first season in New York. What was supposed to be a matchup between two heavy hitters in their respective divisions has turned into a bit of a meh game. At starting quarterback now, the Jets are prepared to endure the season with Zach Wilson, at least at the moment. Previously the second overall pick in the draft, Wilson has not fared well so far in his NFL career. He has completed just 55% of his career passes, thrown for 16 touchdowns to 19 interceptions, and posted a QBR of just 71.2. Needless to say, Zach Wilson versus the Cowboys defense is a matchup nightmare. So in this game, the Jets are prepared to lean on their run game in Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. Last week, Hall ran for a $127 on 10 carries. Cook ran for 33 yards on 13 carries. Hall's numbers are really high because of a couple big runs early in the game, and Dalvin Cook's aren't as high, but he still has explosive play ability. With Aaron Rodgers out for the season, I expect the Jets are going to turn into a run-heavy unit, and that starts against Dallas on Sunday. And to be fair, the run game has been something that the Dallas defense has struggled with since the beginning of last year. They have struggled to shut down opposing teams' run games, and we saw it leak a little bit against the Giants in Week 1. The Giants were moving the ball extremely well with Daniel Jones runs and Saquon to start that game. But that Week 1 matchup was pretty much over before it started, so we didn't get to see the Giants try and control the pace of the game against Dallas with the run. In Week 2, the Cowboys' run defense could be a weak point that the Jets' offense attacks to keep this game close. The Cowboys' defensive tackles of Jonathan Hankins, who I thought played extremely well in Week 1, rookie Mozzie Smith, and Osa Odigizua, along with Damone Clark, Leighton Vander Esch, and now Marquise Bell, are going to have to do a good job of shutting down those running backs of New York. It was when the Giants' offense started to get away from the run that the Cowboys' pass rush became too much. With Zach Wilson, someone that does not fare well with defenders in his face, the Jets are going to do all they can to run the ball. While the Jets seem to be poised to run, there's still one guy that the Dallas secondary needs to keep an eye on. Second-year man out of Ohio State, Garrett Wilson. Wilson was my favorite wide receiver coming out of the draft last year, and so far he has been everything New York could have hoped for. Wilson is an amazing route runner, electric with the ball in his hands, and dynamic at the catch point. He is no slouch and could really cause problems if the Cowboys aren't aware of what he's doing at all times. We'll talk about it more at the end of this video in my prediction, but this Jets run game might be the deciding factor of this game. While the Cowboys defense is excellent, they aren't the only unit on the field that had a great performance in Week 1. The Jets defense dominated the Bills offense pretty much the entire game. They harassed Josh Allen, they made him make mistakes, intercepted a couple of passes, and made life very difficult for that really good offense overall. But this week, the Dallas offense is tasked with moving the ball against a stout Jets defense. With a Week 1 game that was marred by a monsoon of rain, we didn't get to see the Cowboys offense really let it go against the Giants. There were a couple of big plays and really nice play calls in certain situations, but by the time the Cowboys offense got the ball in Week 1, the game felt like it was over. So it feels like we didn't get a real good look at the Cowboys offensively. But this week, it's going to be a big test. The Cowboys wide receivers of Lamb, Cooks, and Gallup get to face off against Rookie Defensive Player of the Year in Sauce Gardner and a very underrated right side corner in DJ Reed. The Jets corners and safeties made life miserable for Josh Allen on Monday night. Altogether, these DBs are not going to let Dallas off easy. They are big, physical, and play the ball extremely well. Along the defensive and offensive lines, the Cowboys are going to be tested by Quinnen Williams, Jermaine Johnson, and John Franklin Myers, all guys who can get after the quarterback. The Jets defense recorded 5 sacks against the Bills last week, forced errant throws, and kept an explosive Bills offense in check. This should be a really fun matchup for a Cowboys offense that we expect to be really, really good in 2023. Last but certainly not least, to finish off this video, this is how the Cowboys win. On the defensive side of the ball, sell out to stop the run. Do not worry about Zach Wilson beating you with his arm. It's not going to happen. Hasn't happened in the first 2 years of his NFL career. It's not going to happen against this Cowboys secondary. I know I said watch out for Garrett Wilson, but I really don't think Zach Wilson can get him the ball. Get Zach Wilson into 3rd and long situations by selling out against the run. If Zach Wilson is forced to face this pass rush on 3rd and 6+ on a consistent basis, the Jets probably don't score more than 10 total points on offense. Letting Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Sam Williams, Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler, letting those guys loose on 3rd down to get after Zach Wilson, who is not comfortable in the pocket ever, is gonna force some interceptions for this defense. I mean, Zach Wilson looked terrified in week 1 against the Bills defensive line. So if the Cowboys are getting a high pressure rate on 3rd and longs, I think it's gonna be a pretty easy day. But if the Cowboys can't stop the run and the Jets are getting 5+ yards per carry and Zach Wilson is only needing to convert 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, he can do that. He isn't completely inept. But forcing him into 3rd and long situations, let the Cowboys pass rush go, Wilson is not comfortable in the pocket at all. I guarantee you the Cowboys defense will force mistake after mistake. So for the defense, stop the run. For the Cowboys offense, don't play like Josh Allen. Last week we saw Allen throw the Jets the game over and over. 3 times Allen was picked off. Dallas cannot turn the ball over against a very good New York defense. Last week, we saw Allen let New York hang in the game and make it scrappy. Dak needs to play smart and safe football and take the plays you are given at quarterback. Don't get me wrong, I still want the Cowboys offense to take their shots when they're available. You're going to have to keep this Jets defense honest, because if everything's underneath, you're running the ball every single 1st and 2nd down, you're going to get shut down as well. But the keys are going to be playing smart football, taking what the Jets defense gives you, and not turning the ball over. My prediction for this game, Cowboys 30, Jets 10. I'm going all out. The Cowboys should destroy this Jets team without Aaron Rodgers, because I believe the Jets offense is going to be awful from here on out, especially if the Cowboys shut down the run, which I believe Dan Quinn can find a way to do. Zach Wilson is not beating this Cowboys defense consistently enough to beat you on the scoreboard. I really think that this game should look a lot like the Giants one. In this game, I think the Cowboys defense gives the offense a really short field a couple of times. Zach Wilson probably makes a couple of big mistakes with interceptions, and we probably have to go another week to see the full potential of this Cowboys offense, because the truth is the Jets have one of the best defenses in the league. I just don't believe they're going to be able to score points at a higher rate than the Cowboys. The Cowboys move to 2-0. Let me hear your predictions down below. Also, I'm going to be at this game, so if you're going to be there, let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I love you all. Bye.